Hello, it's James from Therapy Business School. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. Now, I was reminded of a story recently when I was talking to a friend, and I thought it might be a good idea to share with yourselves on this YouTube channel. Now, a bit of disclosure from me. Before I was a therapist, I'm a counsellor, a hypnotherapist, a life coach, and a hypnotherapy supervisor. But before I was any of those things, I was a detective in the Metropolitan Police in London. And I remember something that happened on my very first day, and it was such good advice, and I was able to carry it over into the therapy world, and I thought it might be beneficial for yourselves. Now, what happened was, on the very first day, we were all in the hall, all the new recruits, all new and shiny, and a senior officer came in to give a closing speech to all the new recruits. And he was quite an old man, I seem to recall. I was 25 at the time, and he was quite an old man, or seemed to be, for me being 25. And he said, it didn't seem like that long ago that I was sitting where you are, and it was my first day, and all these years have gone by. And he said, when I was brand new, sitting where you are, someone like me came in to give a talk to everybody else, and they gave me some really great advice, and I've carried it on throughout my entire career. He said, so I'm going to pass it on to yourselves so you can carry it on through your police career. But it's the best bit of advice I've ever heard. Well, I was on the edge of my seat thinking, okay, this is going to be great. What's this going to be? And he went quiet for a few moments and looked around for a bit of dramatic effect, I suppose. And then he said, the most important thing you need to remember is get yourself a good coat. I've got to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed hearing this pearl of wisdom. And I was sitting there thinking, what the hell is he? A coat? Is that it? And he said, and make sure it's a good coat and you wear it. And because you're going to be walking on the beat. This is when police officers used to walk the beat, of course. You're going to be walking around on foot patrol, and you're going to need your coat, because sometimes it might rain. And sometimes the weather might be quite nice and you can take your coat off and just have it over your arm. And I was sitting there thinking, this is a waste of time, really. And he said, but remember, the most important thing is that when you finish work, you take your coat off and you leave it at work. And if it's been raining and the coat is wet, you're still dry underneath. And the penny dropped, really, because what he was talking about was an emotional coat. And he explained that the police is a bit of a strange kind of profession, because something awful happens and everyone else runs away from it, and the police have got to run towards it and deal with it in a professional manner. Well, I made sure, the lesson stuck with me, and I made sure that I got myself a good emotional coat, because some of the things that I was going to see in my police career, no one should see, and you can't unsee it and you can't unhear it, this kind of thing. So I made sure I got myself a good coat. Now, sadly, I saw other officers who didn't either have a good coat or didn't have a coat at all, some with dire consequences. So I've brought this concept over into the therapeutic world. So when I'm with clients, I have my emotional coat on. And that means that I can experience the weather, but underneath the coat, I stay dry. So it might be an idea for you to have a think about, have you got a coat? Are you coatless at the minute? Or have you got just like a thin coat that it's okay if it's a shower, but if it's a downpour, it doesn't really keep you dry, So I would urge you to get yourself an emotional coat and then try for size. If it's working for some areas and then not for others, mentally and emotionally upgrade your coat. Maybe you need a hood with your coat. Maybe you need a flap that goes over the zips. You get where I'm going with this? It's so important, because we're going to hear, as therapists, we hear very, very difficult things. And we've got to keep ourselves dry and present in the moment while we're there for our clients to help them get past this thing, or to overcome this thing or move on from it. So we've got to stay dry so we can be there for them. Alright? So this is just a short YouTube episode for this one. I hope it makes sense. I hope you've got a coat. Please get one if you haven't got one. Please also do the like, the share, the subscribe. That stuff always helps. It helps the YouTube algorithm spread the word about what this channel is all about. If you think a friend of yours who maybe is in the same profession needs to hear this lesson, send them that video as well. All right. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about a technique I use with clients that really helps them see their own progress as the sessions progress. All right. So don't forget, press that subscribe button. So I'll see you on the next video. This is James from Therapy Business School. Bye bye.